You're our
Yes.
mother, Lucky. You're our mother. Sally Mugabe was from Ghana.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sally Mugabe. Yeah, I
Sally
heard of that.
Mugabe was from Ghana. That's the
That's the mother of Zimbabwe, mother of Africa.
Yeah, the mother of Africa, really.
Yeah, man.
Okay, now we are live on YouTube. Okay, good. I will just post the link on Facebook and post into your. Continue, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a dancer choreographer, and I work here as a dancer choreographer. I also play music, so I work a lot in schools as teaching drumming, West African drumming and stuff.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. And then I'm now doing a lot of photography work, like self-portrait photography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the moment.
Do you have like this work online, or a link that I can see and then share it?
Yeah. So most of my work is on my website. I have a Lucky Latte, which is more of my kind of contemporary work, and then and then Lucky African Dance, which is more for for business, like for commercial works here and stuff.
Yeah. So you're tapping on both worlds.
Of course, I mean you can't do one without each other. It's
true.
And especially also in Australia, it's not easy to just be a contemporary dancer. I mean,
it's not.
The work is not enough anyway. But but also because of my training, also that's why I do that. My traditional training was Okay.
Now we are live, and just where you can share the link with your networks and stuff.
So, is it on live on the YouTube or on the Facebook?
I reposted it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Now it's on. I can also share the link in your box, like I did.
Yeah.
I can do it the same to Lauren. Yeah. Yes. So let's take like 5 minutes to share around, because I have like 10 groups to share it around. I'm just gonna share the main dance groups in Bergen in Norway. These are important groups.
I'm just trying to think.
Simba the genius.
Are we sharing the link or the?
Yeah, the link, the YouTube link.
Okay, I'm just trying to see. But it's not on your Facebook, right?
It's on my Facebook.
Okay, I just saw it.
I have sent it in your inbox as well on Facebook, so you can either copy it from mine or just go on your inbox.
I'm just sharing from your Facebook.
Okay, cool. That's nice too. Yeah.
Phone yangu kana njenga na nyimbo sipa.
It's good.
It's Friday, guys.
Yes, it's Friday.
Friday in the house.
Friday in the house.
That's right.
Yes. Now we are here. Oy. This Zoom is post-COVID-19. Everybody will be Zoomist. We'll be Zoomists.
Imagine when this whole COVID finishes and everybody is allowed to go outside. Well, what are we gonna do?
That's what we have to figure out. That's a very interesting question. But we have to figure that one out. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Are we going to keep on the same trend, like we are in this together, or
or we're gonna go fall apart again?
Yeah, we'll touch on that shortly. Okay. Lucky, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready for you.
Byron, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes. So guys, we are ready, and I cannot see your video now. What happened, Bauren?
Can you see me?
I see your name. Lucky, what can you see? Oh, guys, bear with us as we try to figure out this Zoom chat. And
it's saying the host is. Oh man.
Maybe you want to make him a host again.
Let's do the round. Let's do the round. Okay.
Shall we do the round?
With you. Yeah, it's now with you. So
it's now with me. So I go here and I go. What do I do again?
You tap on the video again.
Tap on the video.
On me.
Yeah. The video sound with the red.
Oh,
it's okay. It's okay. No. Take your time. Just try to remember what. Lucky, just lead him as I
yeah. So there's a stop video, and then with a kind of a red line cross. So as soon as you press that, it's gonna give you the video back. Yeah. It's next to mute.
Close that. I'll try again. That one. Yeah.
Super.
Bless it.
Yeah, now you are here. Okay, and then pass it back again. Pass it back
again. I go to
and go to more,
and I go to Simba and I say Chimuti.
Make host. Aha. Yo, amazing. Okay. We are now on live already. Did you share, Bauren? Did you share?
Did I share the links?
The link. Anywhere you can share while we talk and stuff like that. So let's start, brilliant. Since we have been trying to figure out what is happening and stuff. Yo, greetings and love, everybody, wherever you are. Wherever you are, is that me? No. Oi. Greetings and love, everybody, wherever you are in the globe. I hope you're all doing well. Apologies for the delay. We have been trying to figure out Zoom and stuff because we are all right now from different time zones. So it has been a challenge. But anyway, we are here now, and we want to dive deep in the discussion we set to do, which is we are going to have a dialogue on diversity, challenges, and opportunities in dance arts. So this whole discussion is going to be about the dance industry, you know, as a whole, how we see it, and we will try to put it to you guys the way we know how it fits to us in our own worlds and stuff. So right here, I'm gonna take this opportunity in the beginning of this video to introduce my bad, guys. That was a caller for another for another session, but we have delayed it. So I just
see.
One second. Yes. So there are so many meetings today and stuff, but I like to be busy. Anyway, so we're back again on the dance arts. So what was I saying? We're going to take this dialogue step by step, and since we are late already on time, but we are here, so that is the main point and stuff. So we're gonna discuss the theme you see behind me: diversity, challenges, opportunities in the dance world. And I want to take this opportunity not to introduce these dancers and fellow brothers to you, but they're gonna introduce themselves. So I'm gonna zip it and then let one by one the brothers introduce themselves to you. So let's start from Australia, because we are 9 hours behind or ahead of each other. Let's start with you. So tell us who you are, what you do, and and then we can continue to Bauren, and we continue like that.
All right, super. So my name is Lucky Lati. I'm originally from Ghana, Accra, but I live and work here in Sydney, Australia. I'm a dancer and a choreographer.
Nice one. And a dancer and choreographer. So you're working just in dance and choreography?
No. Yeah, I work just in dance and choreography. I play music as well, but I mean it's all part of it. And I do a lot of self-portrait photography.
Okay, I see. Nice one. That was a quick one, but let's dive to you, sir. On the other hand, in London.
Yes, I am. Blessed I.
Bless.
My name is Baren Tawaziwa. I started my own dance company. What inspired me to have, actually it was when I was 22, I thought by the age of 26, I should have my own dance company. The motivation was having to be my own boss. I never thought that, I never imagined myself working in the office. So that was a motivation. And then I did not know it's going to land me here in London. So I've got a dance company called Tawaziwa Dance. And Tawaziwa Dance is, it fuses African dance and contemporary dance. But when I speak about fusion is not just putting 1 and 2 together, like putting contemporary together in capoeira, and it has to be somehow a language that you create over the years. So it will create a unique vibration. So the Tawaziwa dance itself is mostly speaking about the reality of life. Mostly the music I'm making, speaking about the reality of what music is, not plastic music. Mostly everything, I think it is fired up to be real about what you do and to know what you're doing and who you are. So that's where I am, and that's where I ended up in England. I wish I was back home and sharing this, sharing this with my people. Everyone all about being proud of Africa, being proud of Zimbabwe, and nobody running out of these countries.
Yeah, but then yeah, interesting. Then you presented yourself well, both of you, Lucky and Baren. Welcome to the figuring, and as we try to figure out everything around us at the present moment, and also in a daily life. And we're gonna dive deep into diversity and just touch a bit on that diversity in dance and with the opportunities, and also a little bit of the current. You're gonna have an opportunity to comment on the current situation. You mentioned, Baren, that I wish I was home. What is home? Where is home? What is your definition of home?
I'll bore you with it. My home is whereby when I was young, I used to eat soil.
Soil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Churu. Yeah. Mfenje. Yeah, mfenje.
Yeah. Hey. What do you call soil in Ghana, Lucky?
Shia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to eat shia.
Okay.
When I was 5. That's my home.
Okay. So shia is your home.
Yes.
Soil. We have shia and soil everywhere. So won't you, is London your home, or what is London to you?
London has become my home. It's different to say my home. If something has become, growing up, and you don't know, you're born alone, and mother and dada, they will leave you to open up and say, son, you can do what you need to do on planet Earth now. And ending up here, I know that I am at work. I am still at work. one day I will go back home. In that sense. So England is not my home.
Okay, so then the question still remains: what is London to you? What like if I say, are you at work? So it's a workplace.
London is I am at work.
So okay, interesting. Lucky, what is how do you define Sydney in your own interpretation?
I mean, it's home, but it's different from. This is not a very easy question to answer because we've been talking about this for quite a while, and but I guess the reason why it's home now is because I spent a year, I spent 9 months, I spent 10 months. And when I go back home, which is where I grew up, where I learned how to walk, how to dance, you know, where I can be myself and speak my language and not different from everyone. I spent only a month or 3 weeks. So I guess I'm still trying to understand where really is home for me. And I say when I go back to Ghana, I am more myself because I don't have to explain myself what I'm doing here, who am I, you know, like things are very easy. I just fit in, you know. I'm not different, but when I'm here, where I spend most time, I have to navigate a whole lot of things. So I still don't know. I mean, I guess both is home, but like home for me is where I can really relax and be myself and yeah, I don't know, Simba. Maybe you can answer this as well. But I don't know where.
So the question of home, because you mentioned that home is where you can feel relaxed and you can talk your language. So which language and what language are you using right now? Do you feel comfortable in these languages too, or do you feel comfortable in speaking English? Because if we go down the history, Ghana, Zimbabwe, and other countries were Britain or British colony, and you learn English in school. So English becomes also your language in your luggage since you are from kindergarten and till you grow up and you become a profession in whatever you choose to do. So which language are you really talking about? Are you talking about your mother tongue language or your dance language? Which language is this?
I'm talking about mother tongue. English is a survival language. For I say it's a surviving too. Of course. I mean, because I mean, this diving to Ghana and go on the street, you know, I mean, I don't know why we're still speaking English, everyone. So because 70% of people don't really understand it, you know what I mean? Not everyone had opportunity to go to school and study the English language. You know, they can get by a few things. Hello, how are you? But, you know, we're speaking in the news and everything English. People don't understand. They don't understand all the big grammar and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I say English is surviving too. Look at someone from France, you know, who want to work in England. And, you know, if you don't speak English, then you know, your chances of opportunity in getting to places. And so I guess I say English is a surviving too. It's not my mother tongue. It's a language that by chance I had to learn. Maybe, maybe in 200 years, everyone will be speaking French because there will be more French speaking. So I say English is a surviving too.
Okay, very interesting. It'll be interesting to explore on this subject of language. Since we are dancers and stuff, we also have another language and stuff. Interesting, interesting. So what kind of language do you use when you move? Because if I say dance, I think dance is a little bit vague words. When you move, what is your language?
So my language now that I use when I move is all kind of it's all I guess it's a global language, right? But the roots of the language.
What do you mean by what do you mean by global language? Is ballet or what?
No, not ballet. Not ballet.
Simba is really pushing it.
Yeah, of course. I know it's. I say it's. Yeah, it's funny. It's good. It's good. It's good to go in details, right? I mean,
yeah.
I say it's a global language because when I say my traditional training, which is my introduction to dance was in the West African traditional dance. So it's like you go to practice, you learn the names of the dance, you learn how to recognize the drums, you learn specific moves that have been passed on from generations to generations, right? So that's my introduction to dance. And then later on in my practice, I did a training with my dance teacher from Ghana, but lives in Anuva, and it's all 3 years training through abstract drawing, right? So where you start to find your own voice within your tradition, and then I started creating my own work. My introduction also to making contemporary dance work was not through concept, was through it was more of a visual thing because I'm interested in objects and space and how it relates to space or how things fit within space. So that was my introduction to like choreography, not necessarily concept based. When I moved to Australia, I had opportunity to work with other choreographers where I have to slow down how I work, right? It was all about exploring ideas, talking about concept, looking at how you can use movement to express specific feelings. So, and then after that, I have opportunity to travel and work around different places in Asia, in Africa, in Europe, and all of these have shaped me. So when I say global language, it's because I can't separate me as a human being from what I do. And so all the information that I've collected over the years through training back home, even just growing up in my community, the activities around there, moving around, going Australia, Europe, Asia, creating where all this language have changed the way I think about dance and the way I move. So this is what I mean by the global language.
That's beautiful. That's amazing.
Oh, blessed I. A nice way of putting it. I don't have any follow-up questions on that. I think you get on. So, Bauren, what do you want to add on from what Lucky has just said right now? Do you have something to add on, or you agree in the same sentiments what Lucky has just articulated right now?
It's amazing that I am from Zimbabwe and Lucky is from Ghana, and it's we've got the same trail, the same kind of movement of life. And for me, I just want him to know that we are in the same direction.
Lovely.
Okay.
It's interesting to hear from you too, stuff like that. And I'm from Zimbabwe as well, Lucky, by the way.
Super.
And you guys feel free to also ask me the questions, because I am in the dialogue, and I'm at this moment representing Bergen. And in the dance arts, we haven't established ourselves yet, like you guys have done, Tavaziva and Lucky. Dance, and you teach classes and stuff. Here we just do we just do classes as they come, but it's not like set kind of activities where there is consistency, but we're trying to go there. So feel free to also pose the same questions to me like I'm asking you, so that we have a dialogue rather than an interrogation.
Exactly. Can I ask you a random question?
Yes, please.
I remember when I came back home and Lefati was choreographing on you guys.
Yes.
And you guys, it was amazing choreography. Lefati is an amazing choreographer. So how did you feel when you were dancing that piece, where it was wearing suits or something in the studio? Remember?
That was a long time ago.
Just
just to get everybody on the same page, let's just take a little bit 2 or 3 steps back the memory lane. I am from the same institution like Bauren. Bauren was a senior and a mentor and a teacher at the same time. We both fall in love, maybe more, with dance because of National Ballet of Zimbabwe. And we were doing whatever we were doing, and Bauren was a member of Tumbuka Dance Company, right? Which was the first contemporary dance company in Zimbabwe when it was established. So, and Bauren became a teacher, a mentor, and etc., until he is now. So the piece he's talking about was done probably between 2003 to 2005, where I was a student in a dance, in a dance foundation course program, which Bauren was part of also before. So your question was, how did I feel in that piece?
How did you feel? Yeah.
To be honest, I was still trying to grasp this concept of going to school, for a person to go to school to dance, because I come from a traditional background where I'm doing traditional dances and music.
Yeah.
So to join the National Ballet and to be introduced in a space where everybody is saying, yo, to dance is a profession. This concept and everything was new to me. So I don't know how I was feeling at that point, but I was just grooving and trying to adapt
student.
this new space I was put in. You know, I did not have these ideas I'm having now. Whatever I'm having now is because of experience and the journey I've taken till now, like what Lucky just said.
Amazing.
So I don't know how I felt there. I was just a kid from the ghetto, from the dust streets of Mbare, trying to understand the question of a person can be a profession in dance. This was like what? Is it possible? Because everybody here is dancing. Though we don't dance professionally, but everybody in the streets of Mbare and Harare and Zimbabwe, I know also in other parts of Africa, everybody's moving. It depends now when we start to categorize and box up concepts, then it becomes something else. So this was interesting for me. I was not thinking anything. I was just trying to explore this dance scene and explore this dance genre and profession. Yes. So
amazing.
Yes, that I don't know if I answer your question correctly, but
100%.
I think this is the honest
100%.
truth. Okay. And Lucky, do you have any question to me before I proceed to another to the dialogue? Next question.
I just want to know why Baron asked you that question.
Okay, Baron.
Yeah.
This one is for you.
The reason why I asked him, because I saw him dancing, an incredible dancer. Simba is an incredible dancer. And I wondered whether he knew that. That's why I asked. Did you know that?
Okay. No, because I did not understand what a dancer is in the context.
Did you know that you are that incredible?
I know. To be honest, no. I was trying to figure out what incredible mean, and what is the meaning of incredible when we are dancing? What is the meaning of, oh, you are good when you are dancing? I was trying to figure out what people really mean when they say, oh, you are incredible, you are dance. I was just trying to grasp the whole thing about moving, you know, so I was not thinking too much, and I can say, I don't want to lie and say, I knew I was talented.
But you knew something though to be doing what you were doing then.
No, I was conscious that I can move and dance traditional dance. That was not a question. You know, I because from 1997 already I was leading an organization in the ghetto. You know how the streets are in Zimbabwe or in Ghana. I don't know how it looks like in Ghana, but I think it might be similar. We are just trying to survive and trying different kind of trying different kind of movements and different kind of way of living, because in the streets it's either you live or you die or you survive or you just perish.
Or you just walk on the street and you get the police just beat you up for no reason.
Yeah. So to be honest, Bauren, I did not know what I was doing was conveying any message to anyone. I was just dancing, because in the streets we just dance. In Africa or in Zimbabwe, dance is created every minute. Everybody's just moving. So this concept of dance is a profession, dance can do this, blah, 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 and a lot of information into dance was new to me, and it still is new. And remember, I came to Norway as an exchange student. So I'm still gathering information to understand, not to understand, but to understand.
Thank you.
Understand what they really mean when they say, this one is a dancer. This, you have conveyed a message which touches my heart. I'm still in the search, in the bubble of searching and figuring out what is it exactly they're trying to say to me and trying to convey and stuff. So I'm still in a search. Yes. So
amazing. It's beautiful.
I don't know, Lucky, how is it living in Ghana, in Accra? Accra is the capital city of Ghana, right?
Yeah.
And if you're from Accra, this is the main city and the hub where everybody is migrating from different places of Ghana and different parts of West Africa as well. How is it living in Ghana and being a dancer, and you say, I'm a professional dancer? What is the reaction from the people?
Like, I don't know if you know, Ghana, we have the Institute of African Study. So you can go to school and learn. You can go to uni and learn, which Dr. Kwame Nkrumah put in the university after Ghana had independence. So you can go and study African history.
Independence or dependence?
No, when we are independent.
Okay. Okay. I was just trying to trick you.
But yeah, and so I mean, his thing was that, you know, we have to have our own history, we have to have our own acting groups, you know, people went to study you know, it was all about the African history. So there's the Institute of African Study there. He also put dance on stage, like I don't know if you know the history of Guinea Ballet, which is from Guinea.
Yeah, I know Guinea Ballet.
He funded a lot of money to support that. Is it Secture or something? Yeah. So he started this whole thing about, like, you know, people having groups and learning the songs and learning history and making it a profession, right? So he was funding, you know, he was funding artists like El Anachu and all that. They were funded by Nkrumah during that time, right? So he set up this foundation there. So I would say everyone dance in Ghana as dance, but also we have a history of having music groups, dance groups, which are not necessarily owned by the state, but owned by families, right? And so after school. You can go there and practice. And so, so this awareness that, okay, this person is a dancer and he work in this dance group, and this awareness also, so there's awareness between who is a dancer and who is not, who just dance for fun, right? But so the difference is that, I mean, you can't necessarily it's hard to make a career out of it, right? It's only if you have 100% of dancers, maybe 20 or 15% can be in the because we have three main groups that are funded by the government. So we have the National Theater, they have the Ghana Dance Ensemble, which they are on the payroll of the government.
Really?
We have
Amazing.
Wow, we don't have that in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, that's what I said. So this is Nkrumah initiative, right? And then the Institute of African Studies, which is the university, also they have a organization there also, which also get paid by the government on the government payroll. So the opportunities are very limited, but there is awareness of you can go to university and study a whole history or dance, for 4 or 5 years of, of African study, African music and dance. Yeah.
Okay, you are talking about Nkrumah himself. This is direct initiatives from Nkrumah himself, which Nkrumah is one of the founding fathers of African Union. So we are talking, which time is this? Which time of period is this? It's like when he introduced in the 50s, 60s. When did Ghana become independent from?
1957, but I think maybe later on. I'm not so sure about the exact time where he set up that in the university, or he find all those initiatives. But after Ghana had independence,
Wow. Okay. This I did not know about this. Why I'm saying this is because there is a confusion or a mix-up in the world or in the globe about African dance. Because African dance, in the first place, if we say African dance like we are now, we are countries divided with borders and all these colonial rules and set up. So we are, as much as we want to be a country or want to be a united state, we are still divided in parts. And for me, when someone say African dance is generalizing everything which is happening in the continent, and you have this concept that Kwame Nkrumah introduced dance, and as a professional, wanted people to study dance. So already people in the West or in Ghana already were ahead in the understanding or overstanding what then dance is, according to the education which was offered. And you have people from the southern region of Africa, and dance during Kwame Nkrumah's time was not introduced. They were still fighting for their survival or trying to escape the colony way of being and order. So right now there is a mix-up because people generalize what African dance is. I don't know your definition. I don't know Byron's definition, but for my observation, I feel that people generalize what African dance is, and they don't know the difference between Afrofusion and African dance. So my question to you, maybe Byron, you can answer this. What is the difference between African dance and Afrofusion?
The difference, I think there is no difference at all, because music started back home in Africa. Dance started back home in Africa, and it just grew. So I can give an example. Like if you're up north, you dance with your head vividly, like you dance with the head. And if you are in the West, you dance with the West, you do the arms, you do this. If you're down south, you dance with the foot. You do the gambut, you do all the other, what's it called? Borodel, in that sense. So I think it's a mother of dance. African dance is a mother. And when people try to start confusing it with saying this is a new thing, I've just invented this, and I've done that, like even hip hop is African dance, even capoeira is African dance, even classical ballet is African dance.
In what sense? That is interesting.
In every sense.
Ballet is African dance.
Okay.
In what sense?
Classical ballet is African dance because if you look at Gure wa Mkuru, they still wear the same costume. It's exactly the same costume. Do you understand?
Classical ballet?
Yeah, it's the same. Gure wa Mkuru, classical ballet costume, exactly the same.
Can you elaborate on Gule Wankuru? Because people
Gurankuru, they wear the what's it called, what's it called in classical ballet, tutus, yeah, they wear the tutus, and it's a bird dance, birdie dancing.
Yeah, and they have also those kind of dancers in Ghana and West Africa as well.
Yes, yeah, they do.
So Gule Wankuru, like he is dancers which wear masks when they dance, and they have these like fair clothes on them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in Senegal, I haven't seen so much of it in Ghana, but in Senegal. And other parts of
is it Ivory Coast? They have the max dance.
Yes.
Ivory Coast, they have them.
Yeah, and Ivory Coast too. Yeah. So this is in Malawi, they call them Gule Wankulu, which means a great dancer or something. And
great dance.
Great dance.
Yeah,
very interesting. No, because right now, and I don't know what COVID-19 is bringing, and we'll dive deep into that soon. I just want to go through these topics we have here, and I don't know what it is bringing. People have been diluted so much, they don't know the difference between what is what and which is which. And
interesting question.
I know, Bauren, you are born and raised in Zimbabwe, and then you came to London. And Lucky too, you said you were born in Accra, and then you came to Sydney. So, and me too, I'm born in Zimbabwe and came to make a career in Bergen in Norway. But the people and the dancers born in Europe and all over diaspora, I don't think they have the same kind of understanding where the dancing and all the history of dance is coming from. They only know dance from textbooks and from what the studios are teaching or they are preaching to them. So, which makes it very interesting conversation, also discussion between the three of us, because we are a bridge. We are living two lives. One in where we are born and raised, and one now here where we're trying to figure out how does this Western world work like. As we are part of it, at the same time, we also have a different understanding or an understanding how dance is used and is in our native lands. And to follow on that comment, I'm just curious, Lucky.
Yeah.
How is it in dance scene in Sydney? Is it diverse?
I mean,
is it a diverse space?
I think if we're gonna talk on the concept of what is African dance, it's like a whole week or a whole day.
That's why I left that on the question mark or a what do you call it, exclamation mark.
Yeah,
because I think that is a discussion on its own. So now I just want to understand the diversity in Sydney without taking back 2 or 40 years.
I guess. Oh, I mean, How do I explain? I mean, diverse in what sense? I mean, the dance world is very
like is the minority communities in Sydney, the minority dancers, are they well represented in the same way like the native Australian or the native
Aborigines?
Native is also a vague word because we don't really know who. We know the Aboriginals are the native Australian, but right now we are talking about the dance scene. Is it inclusive? Is everybody treated equal? Is it on the same level like you as an African dancer and with your own company and activity? Do you feel like do you feel included in the dance scene, in the dance activities which take place in the national level or in Sydney? Where in space do you fit? Where are you?
Oh man. Oh, I mean, I always say, look, I am very, very lucky to be, because I see a lot of amazing talents that nobody nobody even give them a high. I'm very lucky because I found myself, I got here and then the following week I found myself with, meeting someone, and then I found myself with a choreographer, and then just put me into this work with all these amazing artists that have had like 20 years, 25 years of professional career, and I was just like the baby, and I was looking up to all of them, and and then it's that, and then, but I see my friends and I'm like, oh, how can this guy transition to this level? We know they have the talent, but I'm just going around because it's not a very easy question to answer. What is diverse? I mean, I can divide it into different set, because the dance industry itself here is very divided. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's like that everywhere, but maybe places like London, there is more focus and respect and awareness about other kind of languages, and more support for artists that are exploring deeply rooted within tradition, or whether your work is abstract or deeply rooted in tradition or avant-garde, right?
Yeah.
But I see the mainstream, like let's say maybe in the last 6 years, there is more voice for the indigenous people and their dance and how they can contribute to society. We have the Bangara, which is government fund. I mean, it's been for a very long time, but on the mass scale, Sydney is not there. Sydney is still not there yet. The dancing is very vibrant because you have. I'm sorry, I'm just beating around the bush. I think I need to be more so you can understand. So when you look at the dance from the top, yeah, we have the.
Let's continue.
We have the Arts Council. We have the Arts Council that fund dance, and they fund dance that they fund all the companies and all the independent artists and all that kind of stuff. But then you have a whole massive community that are also really connected with the general community, like giving dance classes. You go to dance, you go to these studios where they have maybe 8 or 10 different or 12 different dance of style every week, and so they have this amazing and vibrant community. And then they have all these dance battles and all that kind of stuff. I don't see that they included very much in the Arts Council's kind of I don't know, maybe I get a problem by saying this. I don't see that we when we think about dance from artistic level or from academic level, we don't include this group, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is so bad. right? Because we are they are taking care of the community. You know, dance is meant to be for the community. You know, someone have a bad day, they go to class, they learn how to dance, they feel good. You know, so it's all important, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, talking about how the dance being diverse, I think everyone is doing their thing. But when you look at the government level, looking at how to support all dance, I don't think there's enough focus on I wouldn't say commercial dance, on things like
exactly.
jazz,
Yeah, commercial. That's where the money is.
you know, yeah. Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, comme ci, comme ça. But they all contribute massively. But when you come to people like me,
yeah,
like in Sydney, I have to be like everyone else. You know, there's no special kind of oh, let's take care of the people from that speak different language that have something new to contribute. No.
Everyone is one.
Everyone's small, but we have different states that when you go, they have a special focus on diversity or people from migrant community that are transitioning into dance and also bringing new ideas. And there's a pool of money where you can tap into. But here I have to be like everyone else, so it's a crazy competition. But and that's why I'm saying I'm exceptional. I'm very very lucky because I see my friends. I see people that have incredible talent, but you know, it's like nobody's looking at them. And you know, there's no nurturing space, there's no mentoring space where we can go there and you know in 5 years time we can, you know, you see people changing. And so it's hard for me to comment on this.
Yeah, but by the way, you have raised some important questions and stuff. And I think what you said, even though you try to
diplomatic.
Yeah, try to be diplomatic. You said some very interesting points on there, and which I will lead or follow through to Bauren. Bauren, how long have been Tawazila Dance Company been open again? It's been like what, 10, 15?
This is our 15th year now.
The 15th year?
Yes.
And maybe to do a follow-up on what Lucky has said, because everybody around the world or globe in the dance industry, they say London is a place to be when you dance. Can you elaborate on that and talking about diversity? How diverse is London in dance arts?
England is working hard to bring the diversity around. It's not just about the color of skin; it's about the older people as well. It's about the younger people who just come out of college and they need to start working, and we doing this all apprenticeship. Interns, so that the organizations can still thrive rather than being stuck in one way, like Robert Mugabe and his regime. So there is it has to be for me, how I understand it now, being here, I think I am lucky because of this how they are approaching this whole diversity idea. They are approaching it left, right, center in terms of not just the initial thing that is called the black and white. So dance-wise now, when we come to dance, it is forcefully, gently put on you. For you to have a black dancer just because I am black, and it's harder. If I am forced to have a black dancer and the black dancer can't dance, can't deliver the work, you know, it's harder.
It becomes difficult.
So, but basically, I'm not allowed to work with white people. Basically, I'm not allowed from the day I was born to work with or to play as a child as with white people. My mother and my father worked at that house, and I was not allowed to even be communicating with those children. Now I am Black. I am a choreographer. I am a director. I am not even still not allowed to work with the white people. I was banned. They banned me from this other theater that I am not Black enough.
What?
Yeah, a white person banned me because I'm working with white people.
What? That is interesting. What?
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay.
I'm not finished yet.
I was when I was born.
Yeah.
I was not allowed to go and play with white children.
Okay.
I'm 5 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I am a choreographer. I am 44 years old now. I am still not allowed to play with with the white people.
So how do you feel about that?
That's when I say diversity can be incredible, but don't force me because I am diverse.
Interesting. That is a very interesting.
It's harder for people when they start ignoring you, the one who's diverse, and they're busy forcing everybody to be diverse, and they're not diverse themselves.
Yeah, but okay, that brings us to a very interesting point of view. So right now, whatever is happening in the world, we know this coronavirus and everything is happening around. And we see everybody united as a people, not about dance, not about anything, they're not talking about diversity. They're just talking about unity, a unity, and we are in this together.
I need to
So,
listen to that.
with what you just said, Bauren, what is your comment and experience on that? What is your take on that?
Can you repeat again so I understand?
Yeah, like now you say that you were not allowed to play with a white dancer, white person when you were young.
5 years old.
A choreographer, you're still not allowed to do the same thing.
Due to diversity.
Diversity.
And they don't realize I am diverse.
Yeah, and you realize that you're diverse.
No, and they don't realize I am diverse.
Correct. But right now, I think everybody can agree on this platform or on this panel. The world has changed and is going to change post-COVID-19. What is your take on COVID-19's change? Do you think that there's going to be a continuation of what you feel right now, or there's going to be an embracement of diversity, that they will include people more in whatever is happening in space? Do you feel that we are heading in the right direction to diversify the community? Since right now we are locked out, everybody's locked down, and in our diversity, in our uniqueness, we are united and saying to the coronavirus, okay, we fight this together. Do you think that in dance world, we will fight together to get everybody on the same level?
I think there is something that is not happening, that we see about the coronavirus that is actually not it. I think that what we are saying is not really it. Is that there is some things that are happening, yes, with this whole corona, yes. Who made it? I don't know. What is happening when we are pushed in the houses? What's happening out there? I don't know. So there is a whole new structure when everybody is being asked now to say, you can now go to work. Yes, when everybody starts to go to work, I don't know how it has changed. So it's harder to understand whether I don't know. It's a scary situation on planet Earth. what's going to happen after this whole corona thing finishes. Is it going to finish? Because there's no medication yet. And they're going to try it on Africa. Is the racism still going to go even stronger? It's harder to understand, because all of it, I don't know. It's not true. If you can listen to, even look at Donald Trump. What does Donald Trump say? It's harder in these situations. With this whole, what's his name? Corona. It's scary. It's the same as HIV. I can say my sister died from HIV, and it's a man-made disease, HIV AIDS. Donald died from it. Our friend from Tumbuka. All of our friends died from it. Why? Where is it aiming to? Imagine it goes back to Africa. It's going to be a different story.
So you as an artist and a creative person, and you have all these questions going through your head and your space, what role will you play post COVID-19 to shed some light? You know what is happening now? Everybody is united.
Yes.
And, everybody is united in one voice, and they're saying we are in this together. So to follow up, my question was like, you as a dance artist and all this diversity, because everything is intertwined to each other, because we are a community. So to follow
now
up,
we are.
Yeah, to follow up, I'm just saying everybody right now in the dance world and in ordinary life, they are saying we are in this together. Right? Everybody's saying that. There's no doubt, because everybody is locked down. Yes. So to what extent did this coronavirus affect your work and affect your way of being and thinking?
The coronavirus is really affecting. I mean, like, we are physical people. We got the people together in the theater, and there's no all the performance is gonna be probably be what you call it, postponed, and it's not good for my own organization, and it's not it's one of those, like, it's harder, like having to teach classes at home online. I've tried it. It's I feel like a fool, like a stupid person.
Lucky, what is your comment on that, on Bahrain? Because I see you are doing online classes. Do you feel like a fool as well, or what are you adapting to the new concept of having everything online? What is your take on that? Are you trying to bring more diverse activities online, or what is your take on that, on comment? Because to Bahrain, he seems like he's
well, I know how Bahrain feel, because I mean, you know, it's not just there. I mean, it's very new to everyone. You know, it's just how many, maybe 3 weeks. You know, we dancers trying to figure it out. A big organization on the top level trying to figure it out. But I guess it's more weird for dancers, because, you know, you're never used to it, you know. It's, you know, you dance with the people in the room, and you screaming 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, through a screen, and sometimes you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? But I guess now it's like, it's not about what it's like, you know, what matters, you know what I mean? It's like this is what we find ourselves in. I feel like what we bring as artists, as dancers, we often underestimate how much it does for society. But you know, I get people like, oh my God, you know, this is the, you know, throughout my week, this is the only thing I've been looking up to. You know, this is the only thing that makes me feel like I'm doing something for myself, because people are bombarded with news and they're scared. And if they want to die tomorrow, they want to die doing something that they love. And so I think we something really good to the community, even just by doing that. So I guess and so we got to keep it going because it does a lot to people,
Yeah. But to both of you guys, do you feel like you're gaining more attention or a fellowship through being locked down? Because, for example, us as a festival, we are a small festival. We have so many programs happening right here in Bergen, and we are on the forefront of just leading to have a different kind of voice in space. We as Simba Arts, we run different kind of projects, like we're trying to establish a dance company, and we have a festival as well. And yesterday I was checking on the status on Google, and with all the videos we are making with Simba Arts, we actually had more followers during this time of coronavirus. You guys, do you, in your classes, do you have more followers? Because everybody is on social media right now. There's nothing to do like extra, like normally what people would do.
Yeah.
Everybody is just hooked up on social media. So we got like 5,000 plus people visiting our website through the videos we posted, and with the conversations like this one we're having, and trying to engage everybody and trying to educate and entertain at the same time everybody. Do you guys right now in Corona, do you have more followers in what you're doing? Or is just the same, you're just dealing with the same students?
For me, I do 2 classes, and I just doing another one for disabled people. But I have more students, really, to be honest, than I used to have in class, because like Sydney is a very busy place, normally, and the beautiful beaches and stuff. So, and there's so much to do. It's a very corporate city. And so often, there's always things going on. So, you have a class, and then you have few people. But this class is like, there's 20, 30 people. And then there's from all over the place, from Thailand, from Israel, from Europe. So I guess there are something good about it also, because you can reach a bigger and a wider audience. So in terms of having more people or more followers, that I haven't paid much attention to my website and all that kind of stuff, but I know like a lot of people online, and a lot of people are wanting to do activities, because people are stuck home, and they're depressed with the news, and so anything you can offer at a very good price, or even they can just join in and have a conversation. Like how we're having a conversation is something really massive for people. So I think this is real good. I think maybe what we have to talk about now is that, putting our experience to, when you are in crisis, right? When you're in crisis, you tend to be a bit more human, right? Because we from a place where you have. Growing up is not easy. Sometimes you have 1 meal a day, and you have empathy. You have respect for one another. You share the little you have. But it's very different when you come to the West, because it's for everyone is on their own. So I guess we have to see how this changes as a whole society, where we become more. Your neighbor now. You go, you say hello to them, and have a chat, and it's nice. It's not always about making more money. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. it's interesting that you took us that angle. Very yes. So
That's
maybe
beautiful.
let's go down, because now the discussion has been so spontaneous. We're just grabbing from each other and trying to evolve and try to make sense out of ourselves. So if we go back now on the drawing board and these questions we have, following to what you just said now, Lucky, I will put this question to Bauren. Have you ever had challenges in London or United Kingdom's dance space? And how did you deal with it in the dance scene?
In the dance scene, my most challenge is my name.
What about what about your name? What's wrong with your name?
My name is Tavaziva.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And
so there's been a lot of I don't know, a lot of things, because I arrived in England 98.
Whoa.
Yeah, 98, and so
oh my God.
So there's been a history of black dance. What so-called is black dance, I don't know. That's another question. It's like you were asking, what is African dance?
yes,
That's a big question for me. I don't know what black dance is. I'm just here to dance.
we have to go deep in that subject.
Entirely.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
Yeah.
So my name itself, everyone will be like, it appeared like that time. It was like, oh, there goes another African company.
African dancer. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there goes another grass skirt company, eyes and teeth, shit like that. And then slowly but surely starting to know that I am more than that. I am actually better than your ways. But you, so I'm actually more creative, you see. So it started to grow, it started to grow. And then it comes to a point where someone doesn't like you, or just do not like you. So I come across these kind of things. It's about the society I am surrounded it, and it's the natural born suit I am wearing. It makes everyone kind of not like me. So those are my challenges.
And how do you deal with it in the
I
end?
smile.
How do you deal with your everyday life, knowing that what you just explained? How do you go about your everyday life as a dance artist, as a creative person, as as a resident of London and United Kingdom?
How I deal with these situations, from what I've just said, is I make sure I pray to God. I mean, like literally pray when it's really tough. I literally pray every day when it's great. When everything is great, I pray and give thanks. When something goes wrong, I can't afford to pray. I cannot pray. When I work it out and then it works, that's when I go and pray and say, thank you, I did it. And give thanks for the strength of a black man. That's how I deal with it.
Interesting. And Lucky, how do you deal with the challenges, and how do you get by every day as a diverse and a unique person in space, which you are not born and raised, but you are contributing to the space?
So this is a very, tough question, and we're still dealing with it. It's not finished. I would say, and I'll ask Baron this, maybe when I finish, he can answer me that. If he always feel like he's trying to prove himself to people, because the when you look at the bigger picture, as like you say, there's this black dance. What is black dance? It's when they start to pay attention to people from Africa and give them their space and listen to what they've got to say. For me, I said, when I start to be aware of who I am, and my voice is after I had opportunity to work in India, and when I got back, that was 6 years ago or 5 years ago, and when I got back, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm not doing anything wrong in this space. It's just that my voice needs to be really, really strong, and I need to keep going. Because I mean, London is different by year. I don't know many African, choreographers or people from African background that are making work. And so this idea of what African dance is, or African dancer is, or someone from African background who dance is very blurry to most people. And so for me, the hardest part was I have to be able to learn very quickly and understand who I am, and be very more strong in my voice. So when people are telling me what to do, rather than people don't listen, they always tell you what to do, but they think they're listening to you or they know you best. And so it was very important for me to be able to learn quickly and to keep on researching. So I have a strong voice, and then so I can differentiate between someone trying to listen to me and learn about me and what I have to offer, than say, oh, but I've seen this, but you can do it this way, which is always what people, so so I say, going back to India and doing work there 5 years ago really changed everything for me, because it makes me understand how I can position myself in Australia and how I can be more bold and strong in my voice. I feel like my challenges always are, even now, is that I'm always trying to prove to people, that I'm more than just what they think I am. Like I am a human being before I am a dancer, and I've come from I've come with a lot of experience, and I'm also interested in politics, in art, in everything every human is interested in. So if I decide to do a traditional dance form, it is my choice. If I choose to do very abstract work, it is my choice. But give me that opportunity. Don't take my power away from me. Don't paralyze me by telling me what to do or putting me in a specific place because that's where you think I belong.
Amazing.
So I think this is my challenge, and still, and we will get there. But I mean, this is my challenge. But I guess now I am very, very aware that, and like you say, Baron say, people they will come. You don't have to follow them. You have to stick to your values and philosophy and rules, and keep going, and then they will come. But to add one last thing to this whole question is that I think globally as Africans, most choreographers known from African background are working outside of Africa. So that's one big thing we always consider now, and also the top choreographers. I mean, I guess they have to be a very big conversation, because we Africans, we divided with borders, through colonization, all that kind of stuff. We're still trying to understand, or we're still trying to come together to understand, how do I say this? Like we've got a long way to go, because we haven't accepted that, Africa is one, and we have different language, and so like choreographers, like African choreographer, people learning to be a choreographer, you can be different. And I mean, you can be more abstract, you can be more deeply rooted in tradition, and that's okay. But if you have African choreographers saying, oh, but this is not contemporary dance, oh, but this is not contemporary art, but you're not making art, but you're this, then that's what I think, that's where we have to start from, right? Because I've worked a lot with a whole different kinds of people, and like I say, by chance you're born in Senegal, by chance you're born in Ivory Coast, by chance you're born here, and that's okay. You don't have a choice, right? So if my introduction to dance was through theater acting, and later on I discovered choreography, that's part of me. It can never go, you know. If my introduction to dance was in flamenco or hip hop dance, then that become part of my DNA, you know. It influenced the story I tell. If traditional African dance also was there, it's also part of it, and I can take it on along with me. So we as Africans have to acknowledge that we have a huge plate that we are eating from, and it's okay if someone just want to be here, or someone want to be there, or someone want to drive from here, and that's all fine. But if we start to just start to, oh, but this is not this, but this is not this, then I think it's going to take a long time for us to have a voice in this space, you know, in this contemporary word space, you know, for me. So these are questions I've always been asking myself, but also what are we also doing? You know, like we are in Europe, we're outside of our country creating work. What do we leave for our people? You know, and you know what you know, we're making work for 80% of non-African audience, and already we compromising a lot, the language, you know, the music, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to understand this space that we are in, and how are we creating something so that 50 years when our children and the new generation come, they say, oh, okay, there is I wouldn't say a trend. There's something that they can feed in from, you know, as Africans, you know.
You know, it's really interesting because what you're saying, I can also relate to it. I don't know if we are born like that, or we come from the same path and then end up being in a place where there is vast of opportunity. And to answer the question of diversity, I think in the dance arts there is diversity. There's already diversity is there, but it is when it is put in boxes and it finds different kind of interpretations, and it finds different kind of way of being and behaving, then it becomes something else. Then you have to dig deeper in it again to understand what is the theory behind what is being proposed in space, and where do I fit in, and how should I contribute to inspire the coming generation. And the thing goes on and on. And you mentioned very interestingly that in all what you said relating to Bowron, in a follow-up of what Bowron just said before. I will not go into details what Bowron just said, but to just sum up everything, I think what I'm getting from here is there is diversity in all corners of world or the globe we are in, but there still is some parts which need to be highlighted so that each and everybody can feel comfortable in their own shoes and be able to contribute in space in their own way, and in their own understanding of themselves and the space they are around. So to me, in Bergen and in Norway, and Norway is a very small country with like 5 million people. It's one city. It's like it's Harare, but we don't compare that on this discussion at all. The point I'm trying to put across is the working with the dance arts, and we are trying to establish ourselves as a new voice, like you were saying, and you commented on new voice and you raised so many valued points in every statement you try to make according to your experience. And my experience after working with Carte Blanche is the national Norwegian contemporary dance company.
Woo-woo!
Yes, and I was part of this troupe or company, not because I'm special or anything, but it was because my signature or my way of being and articulating myself was needed during that time, and they felt that they needed to diversify the company, you know, in a way like they needed to just add
the nigga in there.
Color of, not my skin, color of movement, color of the art. They needed to just spice up things, and they did that, you know. And I'm really grateful and appreciative of the opportunity, but also behind that, being a dancer, being an African, being just a human being, and being just who you are, it has so many layers in society. Some of the people, the flow is just like, you know, they don't have to deal with so much questions. They don't have to deal with so much anything. Everything they do, whatever they choose to do, it just flows. But for some people, it is hard because we don't have the same amount of social capital in this setup of the world. And in dance, it's the same thing, because it's just a replication of what is happening in the commercial world or in the business or economical world. It is just like a replication. Everything just like, woo. If you buy to McDonald's and you just like, woo, you know. And my point is being, I have so many difficulties. Even I was part of Carte Blanche, which is the main dance company, and I was trying to establish a new voice. So everybody who follows Carte Blanche, they know who I am. Everybody who follows the biggest institution of dance, which is based in Bergen, in Oslo, they know who I am. But then they came to a time where you are excluded in the system, bureaucracy, you know, in a big chunk. And at the same time, you're trying to be a dancer, you're trying to be a person, you're trying to contribute in space. You're found caught up in this old mess and concept. And you're trying to figure out, where do I fit in? What do I have? What do I have to contribute in space in order to be recognized? It's really hard and tough in a small country where there's no so many Black or African dancers, but they're minority dancers, but they're not also being included in the mainstream, you know. So it's a discussion for the other topic, or to follow up on it.
I think it's this is very important
to dive into how we really live in our separate places with all these resources and energy we're trying to put to space. You know, who's deciding who is good and who's not good, and what is dance and what is not dance, and who's deciding what is African dance, what is Western and contemporary dance,
and black dance, what is
and break dance. Because in Africa, movement is part of life. People are creating every day. When you're talking, if you want to a definition of contemporary is something which is happening at a particular time in space and time. So it means that in Africa, we already have our contemporary dance. So what is contemporary dance? Do we give a definition of contemporary dance according to the Western way of perspective or way of life? Or is it a general perspective when we say contemporary dance? So all these questions are running through me as we try to establish a company and a voice in space. Like now we have adopted the region, now where we are is the west coast of Norway. And they have named the region Vestland, which simply means west coast or westland, like west coast.
Yeah.
We have adopted this name and using it as the company's name to Vestland Danseteater. And we are the first of our kind in the West Coast region, not talking about all Norway, but we are the first of our kind in the West Coast. And then it raises all these kind of questions of identity, identifying yourself with what is giving into space. So we are really curious about what is happening out there and how you, our brothers, and the same dancers, like the same kind of language and understanding are doing out there in London and in Sydney and stuff. And the conclusion to this is like, we are figuring the same kind of questions. So now, how do we go about to affect change or to diversify or to create opportunities and to educate people about our art and our way of being? How is a big question, I know, but it cannot be answered in already we went past 5 minutes.
Sure.
I just want to find out how things are mixing up. Where can we really clarify what we are doing in space, and people can try to follow us as what we are, not what they think we are or what they want us to be.
Thank you.
So any comments from you guys?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, this is a huge question we are still asking. But I mean, from my experience, there is a company here called Bangara Danseteater, and I'm sure. I'm sure when they start, it wasn't that easy. I mean, they start at a very difficult times when the Aboriginal people of Australia haven't been given a voice. They've not been apologized to and all that kind of stuff, right? But I mean, not to go into my history about details about this company, but what I think what happens over the years, people became familiar with what they do, their repertoire and everything, and now they're like the main dance company in Australia. They develop incredible language. I mean, they're like the top of the top, and every year they do incredible seasons, and it's sold out. So I say consistency. You have to first, look at your values and what you're interested in doing, and then be consistent to it. It's not an easy question, and it's something that you have to experience over time, which, I mean, maybe Baron can tell you more because he's been in London for a while. and he's had this company for a long time as well. But for me, I think consistency and being able to, because one thing one friend told me is that you have to be strategic, right? Which is that when you try to impress everyone, then you lose, right? But when you find the people that run with you or that believe in you and you run with them, the rest will follow. Maybe it's a matter of 10, 20 years, but
very interesting. Consistency. That word has been coming up in all of the discussions I had on live with different kind of topics. Consistency.
Consistency is
it keeps coming. Baron, what do you want to say? You have something?
No, I'm supporting. Consistency is a must.
Yeah.
That's all I was gonna say.
Yes, okay. So, then we go to Bahrain. We have like, let's just have 1 or 2 questions. What is your biggest achievement until now?
What is my biggest achievement until now?
Yeah, we're talking about consistency, and you supported consistency is the way. So what is your biggest achievement until now with Tawaziwa Dance Company or in dance arts?
In dance art, I never knew. It's Tawaziwa Dance is my biggest achievement. I've never thought I can actually do it, but it was in my head that time when I was 22, like I said, that one day I want to be my own boss. So this is my biggest achievement as having my own company and going through trials and tribulations and all these things, and it is an achievement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Yes, that's nice. That's nice. And Lucky, what is your biggest achievement until now? Like a biggest achievement? What have you achieved from the dust streets of Accra? Now you are in Sydney and you're doing what you love. I presume you love what you're doing. What is
very much.
What is the greatest achievement? I know that you also wanted to visit Bergen. What is your biggest achievement?
I guess for me, I don't even know how to say this. I mean, I wouldn't say achievement in terms of doing like hitting like the best gigs or like that. But I'd say my biggest achievement for me is really being able to pursue my career, because I mean, it's not easy being a dancer, and I know being a dancer choreographer, working in the scene and having opportunity to make it work, to support yourself and to support your family. And it is really my biggest achievement, because it also taught me a lot about it taught me so much about myself, my history, my background, even more than I was taught in school. I was sent to school in Ghana to learn and to also I thought history and all that kind of stuff. But what I learned about my own self, my identity, my people, in this, by being a dancer choreographer doing research, it's incredible. So I think that's the biggest achievement, and I think it's for me, I say it's a stepping stone, which just not leading me to like having be able to support myself in life, but also just as a human being with conscience, and it helps me. Yeah, so I think that's my biggest achievement, to be able to pursue my career, to make a career out of dance and art.
Very interesting.
Brilliant.
And I probably think that you guys want to hear what my biggest achievement is. Or should I skip that question and go and jump on? Do you guys want to?
No.
Or should I just continue?
It's a conversation, remember. You have to say something.
But you did not ask anything.
Of course, you did not allow.
Okay. No, it's really interesting to hear from you guys what your biggest achievements are and stuff.
And what's your achievement?
What is mine?
Don't be a host on the question.
Okay. Without wasting so much time, and I will just cut chess. Like what is this phrase? Cut to the chase.
Yes,
That's it.
Go on.
My biggest achievement, first of all, I'm a proud Zimbabwean and an African and a Pan-Africanist, and I practice that of what I preach. I don't just speak and no action.
Yes? And you speak when you're spoken to?
I try what?
And you speak when you're spoken to as well?
Yeah, I try to be.
Blessed eye.
I try to be the best version of me, because there's only one me right now. And I try to represent where I'm from, what I'm about, and what I want to achieve in the present time and the future. I try to articulate myself the best way I know how. you know, without any apology, because as an artist, I have my way of doing things. It doesn't mean that I'm special or I am any less of any compared to anybody. It just means that I am unique and I'm supposed to be treated as such, just like I respect and treat everybody as such. So my biggest achievement is to be able to have an understanding of what dance is and what dance art can do to a person's life. That it is a profession just like any other profession out there. It's supposed to be treated and have so much respect the same way everybody treats their profession and all their offices and stuff. And
yes, please.
To understand that alone, you can relate to this, because Bauren asked me before the question, like, what did you feel when you started dancing this piece? And I said I did not know anything, but right now I have an understanding of what I'm doing and what I am about and what kind of value I have in space, and as an energy, as a dancer, as an artistic person, and as a creative person. I have this understanding through this process from school, 2003, learning how to behave, how to be who I am, what do I represent, and what do I want to showcase to the people.
Yes, sir.
And I am not about entertaining people. I am about engaging and having a dialogue when I'm off and on stage. So for me, dancing and having a conversation outside the scene is an ongoing conversation in society, trying to find a voice to help all of us understand and to have a conscious mind of who we are towards each other and the things around us.
Blessed I.
So to have that kind of understanding and to have reasoning and doing this is my greatest achievement until now. And to be able to use that to bring people together, not just Africans, but the people in the community, in the society, around the globe, creating a platform with the organization which was established in Zimbabwe, and trying to showcase and build a bridge to the Western world, which categorize everything as, little boxes. This is this and this is that and blah, blah, blah. And trying to have an unlimited voice, an unlimited way of living and being, trying to shed a light to people to have a consciousness of what they are having now in Corona and lockdown, of we are in this together, because they understand their role in society. They understand who they are as a force, as an energy. So to sum up all this, what I'm trying to say is just the consciousness of knowing my value in space. That is my greatest achievement in time and in space right now. And just trying to bring everybody together with Bergen Afro Arts Festival to bring the same kind of voices from different places and to come and feed Bergen. That is the greatest achievement for Bergen and for myself, so that people will see that I am not alone in this movement or in this way of life or in this choreographic manner or fashion.
Yeah.
There are more like me. They just need opportunity. They just need an avenue, and they just need to be themselves and to also understand themselves without being diluted with anything but themselves. So this is my greatest achievement. And to have you guys, Lucky from Sydney, we woke you up, you were sleeping. We are 9 hours difference from Norway.
That's so good.
And
thank you for staying awake.
Yeah.
No worries. I really enjoy being part of it.
Yes,
man.
and
lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you, Lucky.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'll check you out on the virtual world, man.
Yes.
Blessed I.
And
yeah, I just saw your website. Actually, good website. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
and trying to bring the people who already made it in the industry, like Bauren. You've been a mentor. You've been more than the person I look up to, and I say I want to be my own boss as well. But from the different place. I'm in Bergen, you are in London, but that doesn't mean I cannot do what you are doing in London. I simply can adapt to what is given to me in the space I live, and trying to reconnect 2003 when we start met until 2020, where all things are happening, and we try to have a discussion. And I came to know of Lucky through Grace, who is living in London as well. And a lot of stuff is coming from London, and everything just spreads out and stuff like that. And trying to bring us together as a people, as Africans, and just as simply human beings and dancers and dance creative artists. I think for me, this is my greatest achievement, to create these platforms and to be able to communicate and talk, to reason with you guys.
Thank you, Baba.
I will end of my greatest achievement. I hope
you got about 100 greatest achievements, I think.
But I hope in the future that Lucky and Bauren, you guys will visit Bergen and present yourselves on an eye-to-eye basis with the Bergen people in Norway, so they can learn from you. What do you guys do and what you guys are about? And this discussion and the dialogue will stay on YouTube forever. But also it is important to meet on an eye-to-eye basis when coronavirus and this time permits us to do so.
Yes.
And as you know, accept this as an official invitation to Bergen Afro Arts Festival. Whenever you want to visit Bergen Afro Arts Festival, you are most welcome to come and share with us. Because there are many people who don't reason or don't know about Africa or African dance or how we think and how we work like in Bergen. So you are most welcome to visit and engage the Bergen community robustically in whatever way or creative fashion you want to engage Bergen. So you're most welcome. And Bergen Afro Arts Festival is your first platform to step to another level of meeting and engaging people of West Coast who lives in Bergen.
Blessed. Thanks, man. Really,
thank
really
you so much for inviting me. And lovely to meet you.
Nice. Blessed. Do you guys have what else would you like people to know about your job or your career, or where can people find you on social media, since everybody's locked down now? Where can people find you to read more about you or to know more about what you do? We'll take a round. We'll start, of course, with Lucky. You are 9 hours ahead of us.
So I mean, people can see my contemporary dance work on Lucky Latte. So it's www.luckylatte.com.au. It's got all my my current and my old work. Also my photography work is on there. And then Lucky African Dance is more my West African drumming, thing. So practicing the African drum and dance in schools and in events and all that kind of stuff. So
interesting. Bless. Thank you so much. And we go to London.
Yes, I am.
Can you give us a little bit about what else do you want people to know about you? What else do you know? Do you want people in Bergen and across the globe to know about you or your career before we?
The people, what I need. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'll be very brief because I can start going. Anyways, I'm creating a work. That work was, I started it 2 years ago, or a year ago. And it's called Boy Sky. Boy Sky, yeah. Yeah, Buku Boy Sky. Boy Sky. Yeah. So it is a place where I grew up as well as a young child. And my parents used to work in the main house. So I decided to take this frame of that childhood and look at what's happening in real life, of saying when Donald Trump says Africa is a trash hole or a shit hole, Africa is a shit hole. So it is based in that situation whereby they the West, they go and take all the gold, they take everything, they steal and steal. My question is, again, I've got that anger on the black leaders, my leaders, how they still buy that shit, how they still can be robbed in front of their children. Who does that? So it's based on this one, whereby we need to grow up and we need to have a strong Africa, and we need to be, we need to sort ourselves out. We don't need no more Chinese coming to Africa to kill and to make this one, what's it called, this COVID thing is scary. So the Boy Sky is a bigger picture. So if you look at how I was talking from the beginning, it was from I making a work about boy. You can rewind and see it, and you will understand. Blessed I am. Tawaziva dance. Tawaziva dance is tawazivadance.com. And you can see more information on what this Boy Sky means and what it is talking about. Blessed I.
Check it out.
Bless. Yeah, very interesting. We look forward to see that creation become fruitful, and then to tour Bergen. Like I said, the is open for you to showcase your art to the people who live in Bergen, who don't know what you think and stuff like that. Of course, they can go back and rewind and see the discussion we had and try to understand where is your roots and where you coming from in your own articulation. It's interesting. I look very forward to meeting you guys in person in time. And I know, because I am a spiritual and a believer, and just I work with Mother Nature, I know she did not put us in contact for coincidence. This is not a coincidence. This discussion is a long overdue conversation.
Yes.
And with you,
overdue conversation.
Yeah,
I'll make a piece about that.
It has been a privilege, and we hope also, as Vestland, as we establish and launch in September, we hope also to visit Sydney, because we are currently working on a new creation too. If COVID-19 don't disrupt us, we're going to launch and premiere in September the 23rd of 2020. But if something happens, we will move the date. But anyway, we are working on creation, and this creation is about everything we are doing right now, trying to figure out our space and trying to figure out our role in time and our role as Africans and African entrepreneurs in the spaces we now call home. I now call home Bergen, and you now call home Sydney, and you now call home London, and Tendai.
I don't call it home though.
Calls home Oslo. If he was here, he would have articulated himself. But with figuring, it is what exactly it sounds like. We are trying to figure out new voices. It's figuring new voices. So as a first ethnic minority dance company, we are trying to fit in to diversify the art industry in Norway, to add, because we believe that diversity is there. There are Polish dancers, there are different kind of dancers in space, but African dancers is here and there because we are less here. But anyway, it's not about all Africa, it's about the ethnic minority and the migrant community, which is the less privileged. So we're trying to just bring out a voice which is coming from the minority and fusing it with the majority, so that together we can be in this together, like we're spending right now. So everything we are doing now, we are figuring ourselves in space. So these conversations and engaging each other, we are gathering data, and we are gathering, in the end of the day, we're gonna have a monologue and build up everything together. And we're going to present each and every a voice out there which have been in contact with us or experience the same kind of way or the same kind of life we experience, to say that we are not less or more of humans, but we are just who we are. And community, wherever we reside, they should appreciate and embrace us the way we were created to be, not what they want us to be.
Blessed I.
Yeah, so I will end on that note and say that Figuring New Voices will premiere on the 23rd of September. And if you guys have time to come and launch the company and the new creation of the company, if you have time and stuff, you're most welcome. And the theme of the festival is visibility. Visibility simply means that we have arrived to the point where we wanted to be. And now from the dark side of what you saw us to be, now we want to be visible and to be outspoken to the community.
Beautiful.
Just like everybody else.
Yes,
who's treated as human beings. We simply want to be human beings and to play our role in time and space. Yeah, so that is Figuring in summary. So yeah, I think this has been a very interesting conversation and discussion. And I've been taking notes. I jotted out some notes, and we will have more discussions on things that will come later. But for now, I think we can call it a great conversation.
Yes.
And,
we can call it a great conversation.
Yeah, right. This is the beginning, and we should have this conversation every time, not just today.
Yeah,
it's true. Really.
Very important.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Lucky. For
nice to meet you all. Yes.
Stay blessed and stay safe in.
Sure, I will.
In Sydney.
Yes,
keep dancing and keep representing who you are, and don't apologize, because
not at all. Thanks, man.
Yeah, stay blessed, Bauren.
All right. Thank you, blessed I, blessed.
Yeah, we talk.
Yes, we talk again. See you, man.
Blessed I, blessed.
Yes, blessed.
Blessed, my brethren.
Yeah.
See you, man. See you.
Nice one. See you guys.
See everyone. See you.
Yeah. So this has been a discussion on, or a dialogue on diversity, challenges, and opportunities in dance arts. We tried not to focus only on one specific dance arts or scene in the world. We just trying to generalize and compress everything according to our experiences. And this has been a very fruitful discussion. If you ask me, as an artist right now, as a creative person, I have jotted so many notes in my notebook that I'll follow through, and we'll have so many discussions. And hopefully, if you live in Bergen, and if you live close by, maybe in Norway or in Denmark, or if you're just watching this right now, you are most welcome to visit Bergen Afro Arts Festival, where you can experience live eye-to-eye dialogues and conversations of from African artists who have a deep connection with where they were born in the continent and now are working in the diaspora. And also you can experience the Afro arts cultures, both from the continent and the diaspora. So I have been your guest on this figuring concept live streaming. We will have more streams tomorrow and today. Of course, it's already here in Norway, it's 12. And I want to say congratulations to Zimbabwe for turning 40 years. And today from 1 p.m. Norwegian time, we will celebrate Zimbabwe. We will celebrate forgive me, I'm just running out of words. But anyway, we will celebrate 40 years of Zimbabwe's existence since 18 April 1980, when Zimbabwe got its first independence. But we call it dependence, but that is another discussion for another time. Anyway, I am here signing out. My name is Simbarashe Norman Flukia, or in short, most people call me Simba. But don't confuse yourself with Simba Arts, which is an organization, and Simba, which is just a person and an individual, a father, a husband, a creative person, and an energy in space. With that being said, let me take this time to say thank you so much for your patience. We know we have delayed this live broadcast due to technical difficulties. We were connecting from Sydney and London, and the time difference and trying to figure out how to use Zoom has been a challenge for both of us, because it is the first time we use this platform, but it won't be the last time. So with that being said, stay safe, stay indoors, stay healthy, and we'll catch you guys soon in time, because right now I'm about to sign in and bring and jump into the next conversation with the Zimbabwean community. They're waiting for me in the other meeting room, so that we will plan the live streaming of celebration in isolation. The first time we celebrate independence in lockdown due to coronavirus. So I will give floor to the Zimbabweans in the diaspora who right now are waiting for me. And yes, like I said, we will be checking on each other soon. And let me just change this to, this is the new thing right now. Oh, yes, coming. And take care of yourselves. I will be talking to each and every one of you in Bergen very soon. If you want to follow through the celebration of Zimbabwean vibe and zeal, and you are wondering where Simba gets his energy from, you're welcome to tune in on this live from 1 today, the 18th of April 2020. Stay blessed. Peace and love. I will go behind the scenes now. Thank you guys for your patience. Oh, that is Alvin, my son. Okay, he's sleeping now, but he's been watching and stuff. It's Saturday, so yeah, we end here. Bless. Thank you so much. Yo, thank you so much to Bauren and Bauren Tavaziva and to Lucky in Sydney. And Tendai, he did not make it, but he will come on another discussion on choreography and experiences later on. We will keep you posted. Stay blessed. Boom, we're signing out. Ubuntu to the maximum and beyond. Yes,
Happy birthday to Zimbabwe.